Welcome back to our channel, my dear friends. Today, we are talking about something that quietly steals happiness from many people: comparing yourself to others. You see someone more successful, richer, smarter, or more confident, and suddenly you feel that your own life is not good enough. But remember, everyone has a different journey. Someone may be ahead of you today, but you do not know their full story. You do not know their struggles, their timing, or what they had to overcome. Your job is not to become better than everyone else. Your job is to become better than the person you were yesterday. In this video, we will learn 7 powerful lessons to stop unhealthy comparison, appreciate our own journey, and focus on becoming the best version of ourselves. So stop watching everyone else's road. Your own journey deserves your attention. Let's begin. Lesson 1. Everyone has a different timeline. The first thing you need to understand is simple. Everyone's life moves at a different speed. Someone may become successful at 22. Someone else may find their direction at 35. Someone may get married early. Someone may get married much later. Someone may build a successful career quickly. Someone else may struggle for years before finding the right opportunity. None of these people are automatically ahead or behind. They are simply living different lives. The problem begins when you look at someone else's timeline and use it to judge your own. You see your friend buying a house and think, "I am falling behind." You see someone earning more money and think, "I am not successful." You see someone achieving a dream you are still working toward and think, "Maybe I am too late." But too late compared to whom? There is no single timetable that every person must follow. Your journey depends on your opportunities, choices, responsibilities, experiences, and circumstances. You cannot compare two completely different lives fairly. Social media makes this even harder. Every day you see people celebrating success: a new car, a beautiful house, a promotion, a perfect vacation, a happy relationship. You see the moment they won, but you usually do not see the years before that moment. You do not see the failures. You do not see the fear. You do not see the sleepless nights. You do not see how many times they wanted to quit. You are comparing your complete journey with one beautiful moment from theirs. That comparison will never be fair. Instead of asking, "Why am I not where they are?" ask, "Am I moving forward from where I was?" Maybe you are more disciplined than last year. Maybe you have learned something new. Maybe you are handling problems better. Maybe you have stopped an unhealthy habit. Maybe you are slowly building something important. That is progress too. Not every kind of progress gets applause. Sometimes the biggest changes happen quietly. You are becoming stronger. You are becoming wiser. You are learning patience. You are building skills. Nobody may notice yet, but that does not make your progress less valuable. Also remember that reaching something earlier does not always mean reaching it better. Fast success is not always lasting success. Taking longer does not mean you have failed. Sometimes the extra time is teaching you things you will need when your opportunity finally comes. So stop putting unnecessary pressure on yourself. You are not running someone else's race. You do not need their speed. You do not need their timeline. You need to keep moving on your own path. Look at where you were yesterday. Look at where you are today. Then ask, what is one small thing I can improve tomorrow? That is a comparison worth making. Always remember, you are not late. You are not behind simply because someone reached something before you. Your life has its own timing. Focus on your journey, keep improving, and let your story happen at its own pace. Lesson 2. You see their success, not their struggle. When you compare yourself with someone, you usually compare what you know about yourself with what you can see about them. And that is not a fair comparison. You know your own problems. You know your fears. You know your mistakes. You know how many times you failed. You know the days when you feel tired, confused, or unmotivated. But when you look at someone else, you usually see only the outside. You see their success. You see their confidence. You see their money. You see their beautiful pictures. You see the result. But you may know nothing about what happened before that result. Maybe they failed 10 times before succeeding. Maybe they spent years learning their skill. Maybe they sacrificed weekends, sleep, comfort, and free time. Maybe they have problems that they never show anyone. This is especially important on social media. People usually post their best moments. They show the vacation, not the stressful months before it. They show the new car, not the years they spent working for it. They show the happy picture, not every difficult day behind the camera. So when you compare your normal everyday life with someone else's best moments, your own life can start looking boring or unsuccessful. But that picture is incomplete. Remember, you are seeing a moment, not their whole life. Comparison can also make you forget what you already have. Maybe you were once praying for the life you have today. Maybe you have improved in ways you no longer notice. Maybe you have people who love you, useful skills, good health, or opportunities you once wanted. But because you are looking at what someone else has, you stop appreciating what is already in your hands. This is how comparison steals happiness. It does not always take something away from you. Sometimes, it simply makes you stop seeing what you already have. Instead of becoming jealous of someone's success, become curious. Ask, what can I learn from this person? If someone is successful because they are disciplined, learn discipline. If someone speaks confidently, study how they communicate. If someone built a successful career, learn about the decisions they made. Turn comparison into inspiration. Their success does not have to make you feel smaller. It can show you what may also be possible with time, effort, and patience. And remember, there may be someone looking at your life and wishing they had something you already take for granted. So appreciate your journey. Learn from others without trying to become them. Always remember, never compare your behind the scenes with someone else's best moment. You do not know their full story. Learn from their success, respect their journey, and keep building your own. Lesson 3. Your strengths are not supposed to look like theirs. One reason comparison hurts so much is that you start looking at what someone else is good at and forget what is special about you. Maybe someone speaks better than you. Maybe someone earns more money. Maybe someone is more confident in public. Maybe someone learns faster. And then you start thinking, why am I not like them? But you are not supposed to be like them. You are supposed to become the strongest version of yourself. Every person has different strengths. Someone may be good at speaking, but you may be better at listening. Someone may be very creative, but you may be more disciplined. Someone may learn quickly, but you may have more patience. Someone may be naturally confident, but you may have a deeper understanding of people. If you only focus on what others have, you may completely miss what you already carry. This is why comparison can be dangerous. It makes you feel poor while standing on your own gifts. You should study yourself more. Ask, what am I naturally good at? What do people often come to me for? What skill have I improved over time? What kind of work gives me energy? These questions help you understand your own direction. Another mistake is trying to copy someone's entire life. You see a successful person and think, I should dress like them. I should work like them. I should speak like them. I should follow the same path. Learning from people is useful. Copying their whole identity is not. Their life was built around their personality, opportunities, struggles, and choices. Your life needs a path that fits you. You can learn someone's discipline without becoming their copy. You can learn someone's confidence without losing your own personality. You can learn someone's habits without forcing yourself into a life that does not feel right. That is the difference between inspiration and imitation. Inspiration helps you grow. Imitation can make you lose yourself. You should also stop believing that your weaknesses make you less valuable. Everyone has weak areas. The person you admire also has things they are still trying to improve. The goal is not to remove every weakness. The goal is to understand yourself honestly and keep becoming better. Work on what needs improvement, but do not insult yourself while doing it. If you are not confident today, build confidence. If your communication is weak, practice. If your discipline is poor, improve your habits. Growth is possible. But growth becomes much harder when comparison keeps telling you that you are already not enough. So stop asking, why am I not like them? Ask, how can I become better at being me? That question gives you direction. You do not need someone else's personality. You do not need someone else's journey. You need to understand your own strengths, improve your weak areas, and keep moving forward with confidence. Your life becomes much lighter when you stop trying to become someone else and start building the best version of yourself. Lesson 4. Comparison can make you forget your own progress. Sometimes comparison does not only make you feel bad, it makes you forget how far you have already come. You look at someone who is ahead of you, and suddenly, your own progress feels small. Maybe last year you were afraid to speak English, but today you can speak for a few minutes. Maybe before, you could not control your anger, but now you pause before reacting. Maybe you once wasted hours every day, but now you are more disciplined. Maybe you were confused about your future, but now you have a clearer direction. These changes matter, but comparison can make you ignore them. You start thinking, they are still better than me. And because of that, you stop appreciating your own growth. This is a dangerous habit. If you never notice your progress, you may always feel like you are failing, even when you are improving. That is why you should look back sometimes, not to live in the past, but to see the distance you have already traveled. Ask yourself, what can I do today that I could not do 1 year ago? What problem do I handle better now? What habit have I improved? What have I learned about myself? These questions remind you that progress is not always loud. Sometimes, progress looks like becoming calmer. Sometimes, it looks like saying no. Sometimes, it looks like trying again after failure. Sometimes, it looks like leaving a bad habit. Sometimes, it simply looks like not giving up. You should also stop measuring progress only by big results. A bigger salary is progress, but learning a useful skill is progress too. Losing weight may be progress, but building the habit of exercising is progress too. Speaking fluent English is progress, but speaking one sentence without fear is also progress. Big results are usually built from many small improvements. So do not disrespect the small steps. They are building something. Another important thing is to stop checking other people's progress too often. If you keep looking left and right, you may stop looking at your own road. You lose focus, you lose energy, and you start rushing. But rushing because someone else is ahead can make you choose the wrong path. Move at a pace you can continue. Fast progress is not useful if you burn out and stop. Steady progress is powerful. You should also celebrate small wins. You do not need a party for every little thing. Just notice it. Say, I handled that better. I stayed consistent this week. I improved. This kind of self-recognition builds confidence. You start seeing yourself as someone who is moving forward. And that feeling gives you energy to continue. Your journey will always look small if you keep measuring it against someone else's highlight. But when you compare yourself with your own past, you may realize something powerful. You are not standing still. You are growing. So keep your eyes on your own progress. Respect the small wins. And give yourself credit for how far you have already come. Lesson 5. Comparison can turn inspiration into pressure. Seeing someone succeed can be a good thing. It can inspire you. It can show you what is possible. It can give you new ideas. But comparison becomes harmful when inspiration turns into pressure. You stop saying, I can learn from this person, and start saying, I must become like this person. That change creates stress. You may begin rushing your life. You may choose goals that are not really yours. You may try to copy someone's lifestyle, career, body, or personality simply because it looks successful from the outside. But a life that looks good for someone else may not be right for you. This is why you need to know the difference between inspiration and pressure. Inspiration gives you energy. Pressure makes you feel behind. Inspiration says, I can improve too. Pressure says, I am not enough. Inspiration helps you move. Pressure makes you panic. You should learn from successful people, but do not turn their success into a weapon against yourself. Study what helped them. Maybe they are disciplined. Maybe they use their time well. Maybe they stay consistent. Maybe they are patient. Learn those qualities, but then apply them in your own way. You do not need their exact routine. You do not need their exact career. You do not need their exact life. You need principles that help your life grow. Another problem with comparison is that it can make you rush into decisions. You see someone making money from a business, and you immediately want to start the same business. You see someone moving to another country, and suddenly you feel that your own life is too small. You see someone getting married, and now you feel pressure to do the same. But big decisions should come from your values, goals, and situation, not from fear of being left behind. Before copying someone's path, ask, do I really want this? Does this fit my life? Am I choosing this because it is right for me, or because I feel pressure? These questions can save you from many wrong choices. You should also remember that success can look different for different people. For one person, success may mean building a large business. For another, it may mean having more time with family. For someone else, success may mean peace, health, freedom, or meaningful work. There is no single picture of a successful life. Do not let the world choose your definition for you. Create your own. Ask yourself, what kind of life would make me feel proud and peaceful? Then build toward that. Comparison becomes weaker when you become clear about what you truly want. You stop chasing everything. You stop feeling jealous of every success. You can look at someone else and say, that is good for them, but my path is different. That is a powerful kind of freedom. You can admire someone without wanting their life. You can celebrate someone without feeling smaller. You can learn from someone without becoming their copy. The healthiest use of comparison is this: see what is possible. Take the lesson. Then return your attention to your own road. Do not carry the pressure. Do not carry the jealousy. Do not carry the feeling that you are late. Take only what helps you grow, because someone else's success should become proof that growth is possible, not proof that you are failing. Lesson 6. Social media can make comparison worse. Social media can be useful, entertaining, and inspiring, but it can also make comparison much stronger. You open your phone and see someone traveling, someone buying a new car, someone showing a beautiful house, someone getting married, someone becoming successful, someone looking happy all the time. After watching these things for a while, you may start feeling that your own life is boring. You may think, everyone is doing better than me. But social media usually shows a selected part of life. People post the good moments. They post the celebration. They post the success. They post the best photo. But they usually do not post every difficult day. They do not show every argument. They do not show every failure. They do not show every fear. They do not show every moment of confusion. So when you compare your real life with someone's edited life, you will almost always feel behind. That is why you need to use social media carefully. Do not let it decide how successful or happy you feel. If an account constantly makes you feel jealous, insecure, or unhappy, reduce the time you spend watching it. You do not need to follow everything. You do not need to know what everyone is doing. Protect your attention. Your attention is valuable. Every minute you spend watching someone else's life is a minute you are not using to build your own. This does not mean you must delete every social media app. It means you should use them with awareness. Follow people who teach you something. Follow people who inspire you in a healthy way. Follow content that gives you ideas, knowledge, or motivation. But do not spend hours checking whether someone else is ahead of you. That habit will only steal your peace. Another problem is that social media can make normal life feel too simple. A quiet dinner with family may seem boring after watching luxury restaurants online. A simple holiday may feel small after seeing expensive vacations. A normal body may feel wrong after watching perfect edited pictures. But normal life is still real life. Peace is valuable. Health is valuable. Family is valuable. A quiet morning is valuable. Do not allow the internet to make you feel ashamed of a simple life. You should also remember that numbers are not your value. Followers are not your value. Likes are not your value. Views are not your value. Attention can disappear very quickly. Your real value comes from your character, your skills, your relationships, and the way you live when nobody is watching. Use social media as a tool. Do not let it become a mirror that decides how good your life is. Take inspiration when it helps. Close the app when it begins stealing your peace. Then return to your own goals. Your real life needs more attention than someone else's highlight reel. Lesson 7. Make yourself your only competition. If you want to stop comparing yourself with others, you need a new kind of competition. Instead of trying to become better than everyone around you, try to become better than the person you were yesterday. This changes everything. When you compete with other people, there will always be someone who has more. Someone will earn more money. Someone will have a bigger house. Someone will look better. Someone will have more followers. Someone will learn faster. Someone will reach a goal before you. If your happiness depends on being ahead of everyone, you will never feel satisfied. Even when you achieve something great, you will immediately find someone who has achieved more. That is an endless race. But when you compete with yourself, the goal becomes different. You ask, am I better than I was before? Maybe last year you could not speak confidently, but today you can express yourself better. Maybe you used to waste hours every day, but now you manage your time better. Maybe you used to give up quickly, but now you stay consistent. Maybe you used to react to every negative comment, but now you protect your peace. Maybe you are still far from your biggest goal, but you are moving. That matters. You do not need to become a completely different person in 1 month. Try to improve one small thing at a time. Read a little more. Exercise a little more consistently. Save a little more money. Spend a little less time scrolling. Learn something useful. Wake up a little earlier. Speak to yourself more kindly. Small improvements may not look exciting, but they become powerful when you repeat them. Think about where you could be after 1 year if you improved something small every day. You may not notice a huge difference after 1 week, but after months of consistent effort, you may look back and hardly recognize the person you used to be. That is the kind of competition that actually improves your life. You should also create goals based on your own starting point. Suppose someone can run 10 kilometers, but you can currently run only 1. Do not insult yourself because they are ahead. Your goal might simply be to reach 2 kilometers. When you reach 2, move toward 3. That is progress. The same idea works with money, education, fitness, confidence, business, and almost every area of life. Start from where you are, not where someone else is. This is especially important because you do not know what advantages or difficulties another person had. Maybe they started earlier. Maybe they had more support. Maybe they had better opportunities. Or maybe they struggled much more than you know. It does not matter. Their starting point is not yours, so their speed does not need to become your standard. Another powerful habit is keeping a record of your own progress. Write down what you are working on. Maybe every month, ask yourself, what did I improve? What did I learn? What mistake did I stop repeating? What habit became stronger? What do I want to improve next? When you do this, you stop needing someone else's life to measure your own. You have your own evidence. You can see that you are growing. You can see where you are still weak. And you can decide what comes next. You should also learn to celebrate other people's success. This becomes much easier when you stop seeing everyone as your competition. Someone else's success does not automatically take anything away from you. If your friend becomes successful, you can be happy for them. If someone gets an opportunity before you can congratulate them. If someone is better than you at something, you can learn from them. You do not need to feel smaller. Their success belongs to their journey. Your journey is still continuing. Jealousy says, why them? Growth says, what can I learn? Confidence says, good for them. I am still working on myself. That mindset gives you peace. You also need to accept that there will be seasons when your progress is slow. You may become tired. You may face problems. You may need to take care of your family. You may lose motivation. You may make a mistake and move backward for a while. Do not use these moments as reasons to attack yourself. Return to your path. Your competition is not about being perfect every day. It is about continuing to grow over time. Sometimes progress means moving quickly. Sometimes progress means moving slowly. And sometimes progress simply means refusing to quit. There is another comparison that you should be careful about. Comparing yourself with the person you thought you would be by this age. Maybe you once believed, by 25, I will have everything figured out. By 30, I will be successful. By this year, I will have reached my goal. Then life happened differently. Do not punish yourself because reality did not follow an old plan. You were making that plan with the knowledge you had at that time. You know more today. Your goals can change. Your direction can change. You're allowed to build a new plan. Instead of saying, I should already be there, say, this is where I am. What can I do from here? That question brings your power back to the present. And remember, becoming better than yesterday does not only mean achieving more. Sometimes becoming better means becoming calmer, kinder, more patient, more disciplined, more honest, more confident, better at saying no, better at protecting your time, better at choosing people, better at controlling your emotions. Not every improvement can be shown in a photograph. Some of the most important growth happens inside you. One day you may look back and realize that the biggest achievement was not that you became richer than someone, more popular than someone, or more successful than someone. It was that you finally stopped needing to be. You became comfortable with your own journey. You learned to appreciate what you have while still working for what you want. You learned to celebrate others without questioning your own value. And you learned that your life did not need to look like anyone else's to be meaningful. So from today, change the competition. Do not wake up thinking, who is ahead of me? Wake up thinking, what can I improve today? Do not ask, why is their life better? Ask, how can I make my own life better? And do not spend your future trying to become someone you were never meant to be. Build yourself, improve yourself, challenge yourself, and give yourself enough time to grow. The moment you stop racing against everyone else, you finally have the energy to start winning your own race. My dear friends, your life is your journey. You do not need to be richer, faster, smarter, or more successful than anyone else. Stop watching everyone else's road and start focusing on your own. Appreciate your progress, trust your timing, and keep becoming better than you were yesterday. You are not here to live someone else's life. You are here to build your own. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Keep growing, keep believing in yourself, and I'll see you in the next video.